Hi everyone, Treeesa here, your mindfulness, earthing, and grounding coach, and this is the Mind, Body, Soul, Harmony card reading for the week of July 22nd. So welcome to my channel, welcome to this beautiful new week ahead. And of course, one of the things I love to do every Sunday or Monday is I love to pray and ask what messages, wisdom, and guidance do me and my social media followers need to receive for the week ahead, with some mindfulness tools, tips, and techniques that can help us stay harmonized as we move through the week. And then I use my pendulum to find out which card decks are best to use. And then I draw 3 cards. And so the card deck that we're using for the message for our physical body, physical environment came from the Gaia Oracle by Toni Salerno. And then the card deck that we're using for the message for our divine mind is the Tree of Life Oracle by David Wells. And then the card deck we're using for the message for our soul this week is Vicki Iskandar's Chinese 5 Elements Oracle. And so let's get started. And so as always, let's just set the intention that this mind, body, soul, harmony card reading is for the highest good of all. Just setting the intention that this card reading is empowering, inspiring, helpful, joy-filled. And of course, as always, just take what resonates and leave the rest. And so here we go. So the card that came through for the message for our physical body, physical environment is number 10, Jewel Within a Teardrop, Appreciation, Spiritual and Emotional Reconnection. And so this to me, this is a pretty deep card to me. And so Jewel Within a Teardrop. So to me, this feels like, you know, everything that we each have endured on our journeys, our sacred journeys, all of the hardship, all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the challenge, you know, everything that we've gone through that have really brought us tears. These experiences have all been invitations for us to love ourselves wholly and completely. Everything has been a return to love, just loving every aspect of ourselves, every flaw, every shadow, just absolute love. That's, to me, this journey, this human journey is just a journey of returning to love and really learning, and not just any love, not human love, unconditional love. This is a journey here that we go through to fall in love with ourselves, just unconditionally, our true authentic self, our true colors, falling in love with the beautiful expression that each of us are. This, to me, is the message. And so as we move through this week, and this spiritual and emotional reconnection. So this is an invitation, a reminder this week is to really allow yourself to fully practice just loving yourself wholly and completely. We can do that with our self-care, with nurturing ourselves, really reparenting ourselves in the way that is unconditional. Just the unconditional love that you and your inner kiddo need. And it's also about, as we move through this week, is allowing yourself to be vulnerable and to really share the deepest parts of yourself. That's the other message. As so many of us, we wear masks. So many of us are afraid to be who we truly are because we're afraid of judgment, or being shunned or unfollowed or whatever it is. And so that is the other message, is to allow yourself the gift of being your authentic self, just being who you are, letting yourself just shine and speak your truth and just be you. And knowing that, you know what, sometimes we're too much for certain people, and that's okay. We are not for everybody, right? So as we allow ourselves to express our unique, authentic selves, this is how we really, truly find our soul tribe and our soul family. And so on this journey, you're going to have friends fall away. You're going to have people unfollow you because you just might be too much for them. You know, you might trigger them. You just might, you just might not be vibing with them. And this is okay. And yeah, it makes us sad sometimes when we see people that we have truly loved and cared for fall away. But again, it's just honoring our beautiful, divine, authentic expression, honoring the love, just loving ourselves wholly and completely. Because then when we do this, when we can love every aspect of ourselves unconditionally, this is when we can finally love others unconditionally. And that unconditional love, there is no division or separation in that. There is no judgment in that. There is no fear in that. It's just pure unconditional love, acceptance, joy, abundance, just shining your beautiful colors and not making excuses. Just like, yeah, that's me. And you know what? I know I'm not for everyone. I had 10 people unfollow me this week. I had 10 people unsubscribe from my newsletter, and that's okay. That's okay, baby. And so it's all about allowing yourself in all of your connections. So finding the true friends, the true family who stand by you. And if you show up in your authentic self and expression and people are still around, these are your peeps. This is your tribe. And that's who you want to be. You want to be around people who celebrate your unique colors and expression, who allow you to speak your unique truths. And they might not even understand it or agree with it, but they allow you the gift of being you. And so that is this beautiful invitation this week, is to truly be vulnerable, be you. Just show up as your authentic self every day. Allow anyone who's not meant to be there to fall away. And again, reconnect, connect deeply with others on a deep soul level. So this is the ask. This is about just once we have our true tribe and family members, it's about really sharing your life and your experiences and everything, just sharing on a deep, profound level. And so those are some of the messages that are coming through. And when we do that, when we can just love ourselves wholly and completely in every aspect of ourselves, we fall in love with ourselves. We fall in love with our Creator. We fall in love with our tribe. We fall in love with our life and everything that's happening. That is what is so beautiful. And so there's a number 10 on this card. So 10 might be of significance to some of you, maybe in 10 days, maybe on August 10th. And what else? And just appreciation. And again, just having so much gratitude for your unique self, having so much gratitude for your sacred journey, having so much gratitude for all the experiences that we're going through. And again, not judging it, not labeling it as good or bad, right or wrong. They're just experiences where we're learning and growing and falling more and more in love with ourselves and our Creator and our life and this gift of life that we have. It is so precious. And so that is just the other message, is just being so grateful for this precious gift of life. And so let's see. So the mindfulness practice this week is to practice showing up authentically every single day and just letting that play out however that plays out. And again, if things and people fall away, just bless them. I bless those people who are now leaving my life because they cannot handle me. Just bless them, you know? Bless it all, love it all, because then as we do this, we are aligning to our soul tribe, our soul peeps, who will stay with us on the rest of the way, or until the next phase where more people drop off. And so practice showing up daily as your authentic self, just being uniquely you as you move through your day, your week, your life. And also I created that Qi Gong Flow for the week of July 22nd that you can work with as well. Great. Okay, so let's move on. And the card that came through for our divine mind this week is the personality triangle: personality, nature, and mindfulness. And I don't know if you can see this card, but to me, this card to me just reminds me of the third dimensional matrix, the human matrix, that this physical matrix that we are living in. And in this matrix, I don't know if you can see, there's people. We develop our personality, we develop our interests, right? We have our hobbies and our interests and our work. So in this third dimensional matrix, this is where we're working and we're engaging in our hobbies and our friendships and just going about our day-to-day life. And also what's coming through with this card, most people, they like to only live their lives by things that they can see and really like physically see and touch and feel. But to me, this is an invitation, this card here, this is an invitation for us to learn how to develop this heart-mind coherence in this human experience. And so what that means is, as we move through our human journey, we need to connect to nature and have our mindfulness practices to help us really get out of that limited ego thinking mind and drop into the heart. So again, this human experience is also not only that return to love, but that return to the heart, your sacred heart, and living our lives from our heart. And again, from our intuition, and our intuition, that's not tangible. You can't touch it. It's a feeling, it's a knowing. And so it's about aligning our thoughts and our emotions and our actions in love through our heart, having that heart-mind coherence. And so this is just so powerful when you can learn how to do this in this physical plane, is to actually live your life with when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all aligned with love, aligned to your sacred heart, living your life from your intuition, from the knowing that your heart is sending you. This is the invitation. So again, because the limited mind, that ego, that'll seduce you into fear and worry and greed and division and separation. And so we have to learn in this experience, in this human experience, to bust through all the illusion so that you can return to your heart and live your life from this place of loving kindness and compassion, and running everything that you come in contact with in your day, whether it's, some information or some whatever it is, you run it through your heart space. You don't just take anything that you hear or see. You don't just buy into that. No, you run it through your heart space, because there's so much illusion and deception playing out that you have to run everything through your heart. If you're reading something and you are feeling fear, anxiety, or worry, then that is not some information that you want to take in. That is not true for you. When you run information through your heart, your intuition, your internal knowing, and your heart expands and you're in love and you're ready to make decisions for the highest good of all, that's a truth for you. That's when you have found a truth that resonates with you. And so this is the greatest challenge that we are moving through right now in this time of transition, and the greatest awakening on our planet is busting through all the illusion. It's like, you know, which news channel are you tuning into? Are you turning into channel 4 and getting this manipulative information? You turning into channel 2 and getting this information? And all these different news channels are creating their own movie, their own illusion that's feeding into separation and division and causing fear. So this is a matter of turning off all the stations, all the channels that are causing division, fear, manipulation, separation. That is not a dial. That is not a frequency that you want to tune into. You want to tune into the dial of unconditional love, loving kindness and compassion. You want to tune into the dial that, you know what, we are one family of humanity. These are my brothers and sisters. And I'm going to tune into the dial where I feed and give energy to things that are for divine love, divine justice, divine truth, for the highest good of all, where everybody abundantly thrives. That's the dial that we want to attune to. That is the divine dial. So out of this human third dimensional experience, you have to do your work. You have to get in nature. You've got to do your daily mindfulness practices to attune to the divine dial. And then once you do that, you'll suddenly be like, unity, we are all connected. This is one family of humanity. I no longer want to do things that harm my brothers and sisters. I no longer want to feed that channel that is causing division and separation and fighting. No, I'm going to attune to divine love, divine truth, divine justice for the highest good of all. And I'm now going to live my life and make choices that benefit others and are for the highest good of all and are uplifting. I'm going to help uplift my brothers and sisters on this journey. So that is the big ask. And so your mindfulness practice, and this is a practice that we do every day, is to, you know what dial are you going to plug into? Practice dialing into the divine dial, the dial of divine love, divine truth, divine justice, where there's a government that governs for the highest good of all, out of divine love, divine truth, and where there's abundance for everyone, where no one is living in survival, where everybody is abundantly thriving. So practice tuning in to the divine dial, and that is a dial that will uplift you and empower you, where you will fall in love with yourself and you will have kindness, compassion, and love and generosity for your fellow brothers and sisters. And of course, you can use the Qi Gong Flow to help you with your mindfulness this week as well, to stay in the heart-mind coherence, to stay in that divine dial, to plug in. We are reconnecting to our divine dial, our spirituality, divine love. Okay, let's move along. And so the message that came through for our soul this week, and this has been coming up a lot, number 38, Metal Ox, this experience the greatest love. And again, look at this, it all ties together. This entire journey is a return to the greatest love. And the greatest love is unconditional love. And that's the love that we feel from our Creator, This unconditional love is what we feel in nature when we allow Father, Son, Mother Nature to just allow that universal loving life force energy to flow through us. And it's again just falling in love with yourself. And when you love every aspect of yourself so much, everything, again, we are all flawed and we gotta love it. We've gotta love all our flaws, all our shadows, all our mishaps, all our scars. We gotta love it all. And when we do that, when we fully fall in love with ourselves, it is then that we can unconditionally love other people. And that is when you then start to meet your soul tribe and the people who are resonating at that same unconditional loving light frequency. And so this is the greatest love. This journey is an awakening to the greatest love. Again, it's not a human love. It's an unconditional love. And in that unconditional love, again, there is no fear. There is no separation. There's no division. There's no hatred. There's no judgment. There's no insecurity or stress or fear or worry or jealousy. There's none of that. There's only in unconditional love, the greatest love, there is only unity, one family of humanity, where everyone gets to be their beautiful, unique expression, and then share your beautiful, authentic gifts and colors with others for the highest good of all to uplift. And so that is the greatest love. And of course, it's a practice. It's a daily practice, staying tuned in to unconditional love. So continue to practice that daily. Set your dial to divine love, to love yourself. You have to love, you cannot talk negative. You can't go through that critical stinking thinking. You have to love yourself. You have to talk to yourself with such love. You have to nurture yourself with such love. You have to take care of your body with such love. Have your goal every single day be to fall in love, more and more love with yourself, because then when you do that, you can have more loving kindness and compassion for everyone around you and for all of humanity, family of humanity. And you allow everyone to just be who they are, playing out their own movie. We just love it all. Love all the parts. Everyone's in their own movie, playing their own roles in their own parts. You learn to love that. Like, oh wow, look at those players over there. And so again, practicing, nurturing, caring for, loving for yourself first, filling yourself up first. And then once you are so full of unconditional love, when you move out into your day and your week and your life, then you can just be so loving, kind, and compassionate to everyone who crosses your path. And again, you can go to the Qi Gong Flow for the week of July 22nd and work with some of these themes. Anyway, so that's the reading for this week of July 22nd. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Stay harmonized in mind, body, and soul. And again, return to the greatest love. It is the greatest. And I'm sending you so much unconditional love as you move through this week and beyond. Thank you so much for being here.